I'm in Jalandhar and I'm with Air Vice Marshal Sarvjit Singh Hothi. Sarvjit Singh Hothi, he was a pilot with the Indian Air Force at the time of 1971 war, and he flew the Gnat. And he has several stories to tell us, and here we go and ask him. Sir, your experiences in 1971 war, especially since Operation Sindoor is on this time and everyone is like reminded of that war.
Okay, thank you, Deep Kamal, that you're asking me. These are all nostalgic questions to me. It just is a flashback taking me back to my young days. You talked about 71 war. Yes, I was just 22 years old, Nat, qualified Nat pilot, fully operational then, and I was based at Amritsar. And Amritsar, what do you call to a young chap getting exposed to what your basic career is, it couldn't have been a better start. At 2 years, saw it all in Amritsar. Amritsar, where the action was. Where was the action? What do you mean by action? Yeah, preemptive strike that happened in 71. First thing they came to Amritsar to attack. I remember those three Mirages that came. I was there, the airfield, the bombs were dropped, and watching the debris damage to what it has done. And then the next was we had to retaliate. Retaliate means I was air defense pilot, the first thing, getting airborne, putting up combat air patrols, protecting Amritsar airfield. So though I did 14 missions during those 71 war from Amritsar, which were like for the air defense role, which included interdiction. I did have to go across the border also. And yes, did get a chance to chase a Mirage once. There are a lot of stories. So coming on to what was 71 for, it gave us an indoctrination in seeing everything. So we've seen bombs falling, we've seen a strike squadron which was co-located, there was Sukhoi 7s.
That time also?
The Sukhoi 7s were there.
Okay.
They were the strike forces. They were the main strike punch of aircraft because of the limited range. They were struck Sargodha, they struck Rawalpindi, they have even up to Rafiki they used to go on there. So these pilots have gone. Yes, war, bombs were dropped. Targets were neutralized. Good job done. Yeah, but other part of the story is we lost aircraft. Some of our colleagues didn't come back. They became POWs. The stories are the same after the war. The POWs, they came back. So the full gambit of what air warrior is, what is, it gave us a chance to see it. Now another thing that reminds me, like I was mentioning, one Starfighter 104 shot down right in front of my eyes. To seeing a aircraft being shocked, it was shocked out by air defense guns. Yes, I know what is air defense guns, what the air defense gun. Pilot ejecting in front of your eyes, coming down on by the parachute, and see all these stories you have heard about Abhinandan and something we are reading now, seen with our eyes. One of my colleagues, a dear friend, Ajit Akhte is his name, he's one who first brought him back into the airfield. We looked after him.
Okay.
We looked after him. After all, for us, he was a prize catch. Of course, we had to put him in a quarter guard and all that. And he did crib. You're making me feel like a, animal in the zoo.
What was his designation?
He was a squad leader. He was a squad leader. I'm forgetting. I'm very bad at names. I'm forgetting he was a squad leader over there. Of course, we saw him, saw his maps. I felt great seeing him actually.
What else was he carrying? What recoveries could you make from him?
He had his in the thing maps rather on this leg pouch. He had driven the route, but most of them were memories. We also didn't get very much of a chance to get into it. Our seniors were there, of course. By the evening, aircraft was flown in from Delhi, and he was taken to Delhi. Okay. And of course, later on, he was released with the exchange of prisoners at the end of the war. So yes, 71 gave me a big exposure to see what war is all about.
Right. So what do you think, 54 year on, and your time and the present day pilots' experiences, how would they be different?
Well, I think we were smarter than them. Our looks, our goggles. What is that, Tom? What is that movie, that famous movie of... okay, the name is missing out. Anyway, yeah, we are as good. The biggest difference of that time and our time, it was a eyeball to eyeball fighting. You had to, the fighting envelope was so small. For air defense, you had to be visually. You're seeing the enemy, everything happened within eyesight area. You're doing a combat, you have to shoot down him. You're actually watching him. A gun range was just 1 kilometer, and that was also not good, but a good range to fire off, shoot down an enemy was just 600 yards or so. Okay.
You could miss your targets.
Yeah. So firstly, no, not only missing, you had to physically see and get behind him. It was a big thrill. The thrill which we have gone through in this of the Second World War era pilots, and today we have done those combat drills. We've been fighting 1:1. You had to get behind him to shoot him down. Later on, as we growing up, the missiles came in. The missiles had ranges. But today, that is the way the big difference is.
Dogfights?
Yeah, so that is what I said. We are the guys who went into such close dog fights with. Because the aircraft envelope was like that the weapon system, that means either you had the gun, we came on to the missiles also. But the range of shooting that down was that small. But today we are talking of BVRs, beyond visual range. You can fire off 250 kilometers. You don't have to see the guy. He also won't see the kithe pataka bajya, Punjabi language.
He would get to know from the newsletter or from this, the forces, the reports that they produce? I said today when a pilot hits a target, he gets to know the eventuality of that target much later.
Yeah. No, I'll come to that. So that is a different part which has come, which has improved quite a bit. So this is the air defense side, air combat. But let us say when I have to go and strike a target. Strike the target, no, it depends what weapon you're giving. Generally, in my era, it was you were given rockets, depending on the targets, which are their rockets, 57 millimeters, as I remember, or you have to drop your bombs. So the type of bombs we had during that time were 1,000-pounders. Yeah, we got later on the sophisticated weapons coming up, which are called, I'm forgetting those names also. The targets, so again, you have to do the visual sighting of a target. That means you have to see it, line your sight, go to visually sit, come to the firing range, all your parameters are correct, and then you drop your bombs, and then, you couldn't wait to see the results because you have to get away now because the anti-aircraft system, air defense system is after you. So in our time, you're saying the damage assessment were done separately by, used to send we didn't have those satellites also to know everything. We had to send a separate photo run aircraft. Just to us later on, the poor guy was sent alone. He took a photograph to see what all, now and then. You could see your thing. But today things have become very, very sophisticated, especially the drones. We have come on to such tracking system where till the impact, the cameras, when even you turn back, the cameras start looking backwards also, and they can and control system. So our like radars which are there now, radar could a low level target who could sneak in. The ranges were for just 50, 60 kilometers. So somebody could sneak in, come over there, surprise you, do a lot of things. So with this AVAX flying at height, you can now probably see any takeoff which are taking off from Pakistan, any of the bases came. That's the biggest difference of that era and this era. But the pilots the same. When I look at them, I just started off with that opening statement. We are better, but they look smarter. They look more trained. After all, they've been trained by us. And we are in very capable hands. And when I look at the chief or anyone, all have been youngsters, AP, saying today, I feel so proud seeing him on the television. Yeah, he was a youngster when I was the air officer commanding Halwara. We've flown the same aircraft. Yeah, and so we are in very safe and good hands.
So, so far, whatever has been done under Operation Sindoor, whatever official information that we have, so far, how do you think, and how much damage, has been done? So, is it like a war-like a situation already, or is it's like just the beginning of things?
Well, I say this question, I'll tell you, this is also again got a conflict between the operator, the pilot, the forces, and the government. Okay, remember, we are a democratic country. We got a government. We are in very, very good hands. The government, as we call it, our Prime Minister, very proud of him. Okay, these are the objectives that have to be set by the government. We got a great guy, our novel, Doval, sorry. Our advisor was sitting over, Doval is sitting over there, they're doing a very fantastic job. It is the political decision, what is the objectives behind it. So it's a very vast question. But coming on to as a layman, now you're asking which everyone would want to know. Yeah, the first objective was what has happened in Pahalgam. We wanted to give that particular lesson. We have got, definitely the leadership wants there should be no escalation. We have done our bit. We are asking them, telling them, boy, but we are no more back into those days when our parliament was struck or when Bombay was, the things happening in Mumbai, where they came and did whatever they want and we are just waiting for diplomatic results. Here we are very firm. Government is very firm. Our Prime Minister is very firm. So looking in that perspective, now what are the first step has gone? Now they have to, either they accept it or they are escalating it. The minute you're escalating, definitely I'm very, very happy to know that every escalation is being countered. As a man in uniform, please, that is the best thing a order a service officer is waiting for. Give us a go, give us a chance, give us the opportunity. Okay, so it is going in a very, very phased manner. Nobody is wanting escalation. Okay, to whatever it is. Here it is only, first thing is whatever is happening till Pahalgam, that has to be neutralized, that has to be addressed. No war is that way we are going. We are not into all-out war. No war is won till physical occupation of territory.
Right.
So those is not the objective anyway set into it. So but escalations till what stage? So you've seen of the escalation the next day, you've seen they're continuing firing along the thing, they're hitting civil targets. We've seen them in the night, the drones have come in. I'm talking the first night itself. They were continuing, they're not accepting, they're escalating it. So obviously we went and we heard whatever was done at neutralizing the Lahore air defense systems over there. Okay, so once again, and where the various fronts were opened up right till Karachi. So we've seen they have not stopped it over there. This is just again to show that it has to be called off from the other side. But they did that. So after we did that, you saw what happened last night.
So what do you think happened last night? I mean, that's curious. I am. It started from Jammu to Pathankot to Jalandhar. Like, what was happening?
So what is happening is, I was also with my wife glued onto the television. What is happening? Yeah, most of it is, the drones are coming as if they're taking me something back into what is happening in Israel and Hamas, what is happening over there. But let me tell you some of these sensationalization which is going on television, carrying on. Yeah, it does put a scare to everyone. I'm also at my age, getting calls from my children sitting abroad and all what's happening. To that extent, to what happened. So it is now another front has been opened up. The Pakistanis have claimed that they have, through these drone systems, they can, address the full border along it. They have. It is looked to be on the television looked very daring. That so many places have been all along the border. There have been hearing about attacks onto Jaisalmer. Again, Jaisalmer very dear to me. I have commanded Jaisalmer for 2 years. It's a very big fortress. It's a very important base of ours. I understand the topography of that area to it, but I was concerned. So much is happening. But these TV sensationalization reporting, sometimes one of our air defense guns is open up, is continually the rate of fire of these guns are very, very high. L-70, 120 rounds per minute. Okay, so the tuck, 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 tuck going on. So it looks as if everything is, it's a turmoil going on, but it's itna nahi. Now you've seen everyone has come. Somebody says, I've been now, Punjab have heard all these places that have been, where the drones have come, people have heard it, photographs taken about it. Now I was also waiting for the early morning. Kya kiya inhone? I am waiting for one guy. But a lot of fake pictures, this, that. But I got my network, my little bit, all those are letters, various villages. I got a lot of other inputs of 300 people who are working around me. Nobody has yet shown me कोई damage तो दिखा दो पंजाब में.
So damage हुआ नहीं. Damage
So
हुआ
कहने
नहीं.
का मतलब ही ये है. So that is what I said. Please, as a general public, okay, डरना चाहिए भाई. You have to be said. This is, when shelling is, they're being coming to kill you. Okay, don't take it lightly. But on the other hand, the impact of this move of their drones has not been to anywhere successful in my context. Okay, once they're not successful, again, they also have to maintain a front and to show they're doing something. But the reality is this. So this is the thing. But again, in the war, we don't take things very, very lightly. You don't have to feel boisterous about it. We have neutralized everything or something. So this phase, to my side, has been totally been not a successful thing at all. Okay. I can't comment too much on a northern Kashmir and Jammu area, because there have been the shelling as more related to artillery, which have that sort of a range. That's different. But Punjab, when I talk about anything that's happened, well, they have attempted it, and to wherever, if something better has gone, another weapon system has been launched against them. Since again, Punjab means the population and the people around us so many. The freelance photographers on various cameras, nothing has substantially come out. But of course, if they've gone and attacked at specific target areas and all, the air defense weaponry is very good and strong to neutralize them. We are well prepared for that.
So, what do you think about blackouts? Did you also observe a blackout, and did you also hear sirens? And what was your reaction?
Yeah, you want to hear it from me. Blackout, blackout, blackout. So you see, blackout, you must understand. Well, I will not. You may all, the general public will take me amiss. It is a very, very important collateral damage, and also when it is laid down. I also recollect my very, very young days at 22 when I was there. So where you're supposed to be, on your elbows, your fingers into your ears, plug them in, because the damage can happen. And I used to feel cold at night, and I was happy putting the blanket over me because I want to sleep. My CO or the next room used to come. He said, bloody hell, he used to pull my ear. He says, there's war on, you better get under your bed. And there's a very famous chap of my CO, first CO, Wing Commander Johnny Green, VRC and bar, and he rose to be a CNC. I mean, these are role models for me. So coming back to this thing, so this is what I have learned. And I will still maintain that the blackouts are important, should be done. But once again, things have changed. Those blackouts were at that time, like I told you, the basic fighting by this thing was by sighting anything. I had to sight a target to fire. But when you're talking of standoff missiles, somebody is firing you from a standoff weapon 50, 60 miles, is not even going to come and see lights. But I don't please take it amiss. 200, yeah. So we got so much of today solar lights going on. In my village, I go there, all the area around the 5 roads, only solar lights. I'm so thrilled that I don't have to, where the electricity is off, I can't see the roads. So this blackout and everything, if they, very important to somewhere where the visual sighting is required. But general area, but doesn't mean the public should take it for easy. They must stay to stay safe, stay indoor. If there is a siren on, there is a system of advance warning. When even an early warning system, they communicate to the various bases where there is an attack is imminent. So a siren is sounded, so it's a time to take precautions and not to give away anything to the enemy, be it somebody else watching.
So how do you think the things will pan out now?
How will pan out? Oh, again, like I said, this is a question to the government, to our Prime Minister, to our diplomats and sitting over there. See, it's a tit for tat. There's no doubt about it. It is, that it is who is escalating. I tend to agree with the government. Aim is, like I said, all our target chosen, everything is not to de-escalate, which is good. We are Indians by nature, whatever our psyche is. Okay, but the other side psyche is not the same. That I also know as a warrior. Okay, so that is where the whole thing is. I can assure you that it'll keep, if they do not accept it, we are strong. It is that time has come. We are a very big nation. Come on, Pakistan, India, we are very big. Okay, so, and we got a history of such atrocities against a common man. So the government has shown, our government has been is there that they have been voted with this sort of a mandate. And we are very happy as a ex-serviceman, as a veteran. I feel proud about them. So the logic is on the other side. It is where we know, rest you all, if the general public knows what is the Pakistan's economic capabilities, the other limitations. I will not go into that long. But it is not really blinking. But if they do not accelerate, we will stop. Otherwise, as a soldier, I wanted to continue.
Okay, all right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for talking to us. This is Deep Kamal with camera person Sarabjit Singh in Jalandhar.